Hello, welcome to Kingdom Herald Initiative channel. On this channel, our primary goal and focus is to raise kingdom champions. And today, I want to talk to you about the making of a champion. Champions are a different breed. Champions have a different kind of blood running in their veins. A champion is different from the average man walking on the streets. Several years ago, I was listening to a sports radio station, and the presenter was talking about how to become a champion from the perspective of a boxer. I think it was Muhammad Ali, probably regarded as the greatest boxer of all time. In the interview, he highlighted 12 things a boxer needs to do to become a champion. And we can apply that to ourselves. For those of us who are not familiar with boxing, boxing is a combat sport where two people compete by punching each other in the face, in the body, and that's how they score points. And sometimes one person can knock the other out and become the winner. And at other times, the time allotted for the boxing context can run out, and then they look at the points and judge someone to be the winner over the other. He spelled out 12 different things a boxer needs to do to become a champion. The first thing he mentioned was second effort. I know you are probably or most likely not a boxer, but there are a lot of lessons we can learn from this because think about it, all we do in life is fight. We fight for our lives, we fight for survival, we fight for our marriages, we fight for our career. Life is a battle. We fight enemies, people who don't want us to succeed. We fight here and there. So we can learn these lessons from a champion boxer who went through some steps that a boxer needs to go through to become a champion. Number one, second effort. Second effort. And this means that if you make an attempt the first time and you fail, you must be willing to go again. You must be willing to try the second time. I remember this slogan or this rhyme that my dad used to tell me. He will say, if at first you don't succeed, then try again. So second effort is very, very important for a boxer to become a champion in his boxing career. And we can apply this to ourselves as well. You know, in life, you do some things, you fail, you do some things, they don't succeed. You don't give up. You get up again, you try again. Someone said that many of life failures are those who do not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. Number two, tell yourself you can get it done. Tell yourself you can get it done. And what he means by this is that, generally they say that in a sport such as boxing, that the game itself is actually 80% mental, but 20% physical. And that means that you must win the battle in your mind, first of all. You must conceive it. You must believe it. You must believe that as you are going into the ring to fight your opponent, that you are coming out victorious. You believe you are going to win. Tell yourself you can get it done. There's a saying that whatever the mind of a human being can believe and conceive, it can achieve. Whatever the mind of a human being can believe and conceive, it can achieve. The victory starts from the realm of your thoughts, from your mind. You believe it, you conceive it, and then you are going to eventually do it. Number three, have the killer instinct. Have the killer instinct. In boxing, when you are fighting your opponent and you give your opponent a punch and it becomes hot, there are two things you can do. You can, step back and allow your opponent to recover, and you can jump on your opponent and finish him up so he's unable to continue the contest and you become the winner instantly. So having the killer instinct means that you jump on your opponent. When you sense that opportunity, you jump on that opponent and then you close the context you become the winner. So when we apply this to ourselves, we don't waste opportunities. We don't waste opportunities. Opportunities come to us at different points in life. We take those opportunities, we seize those opportunities, we develop that killer instinct to be able to maximize whatever opportunity comes our way. Number 4, raise your game at all time. Raise your game at all time. You want to be better than the way you were yesterday. You want to be better than the way you were last year. You are raising your game at all time. That's how to become a champion. That's how boxers become champions. They raise their games at all times. They try to be better than who they were in the previous contest. They try to be better than the way they were, the previous year, 5 years ago. They keep the development going, keep honing their skills, keep developing the mental side and the physical side of their games. Some of them have nutritionists, some of them have physiotherapists, some of them have different people that are taking care of different aspects of their game. They have the trainer, they have the nutritionist, they have the psychologist. They have all of these to develop the different areas of their game. For us as well, you want to raise your game at all times. You want to be better than who you were yesterday. You want to exceed your greatest achievement every time you come on stage. Every time you have something, to do that you've done before, you want to better your previous performance. That's how you raise your game. Number 5, learn to come from behind. Learn to come from behind. There are people that in a contest or in a game or even in their career, once they fail once or once someone is ahead in that contest, they become discouraged. They cannot continue anymore. No, that is not the mentality of a champion. A champion has that mental fortitude to be able to come from behind. In boxing, when someone is leading you, in that contest, the person is winning all the points, winning all the rounds. You must learn to come from behind if you want to become a champion. I know of a particular boxer that he doesn't have so much skills, but he has a very, very powerful punch. He may not hit you at all the time during the contest. You might be winning the game, you might be scoring all the points. Just when the game is about to be over and the opponent becomes the winner, he will just throw one heavy punch and knock his opponent out. And that is how he will become that winner. Imagine if he doesn't have that mental strength to be able to come from behind, the opponent will just get the advantage over him and then he will win. So you must know the skills that you have. You must know the skills that you have. Someone might have 10 skills, someone might have 20 skills, but that single skill that you have, you must use it to your own advantage to be able to come from behind and get an upper hand over your opponent. I was listening to one of my mentors and he said, don't let what you can't do interfere with what you can do. Always learn to come from behind. Number 6, play to win. Play to win. Play to win. What does that mean? It means that you're a boxer, you want to go into the ring to fight another boxer. You don't go there with fear. You don't go there with the mind of, okay, I just want to show up and get knocked out. I just want to show up and get defeated. No. If you don't go there to win, you are already defeated. If you don't have it in your mind that you are playing this game, you are having this boxing contest to win, you're already defeated. You have already lost the battle. You play to win. Many times some people, they have books that they are reading and they just want to, flip through the pages of the book and they don't put their mind to it. They just want to say, okay, hey, I read this book. Hey, I read 5 books. Hey, I read 25 books in 2024. That is not playing to win. That is not playing to win. When you have books you're reading, you want to read them with all your attention. You want to read with the mind of getting something out of the book. You want to read with the mind of, writing out actionable steps that you want to take after reading those books, not just reading them aimlessly, purposelessly, just to be able to say, oh, I read this book. That is not playing to win. Playing to win means that you're not wasting effort. You're going in there to take advantage of everything you can take advantage of and make sure you come out victorious at the end of the contest. Number 7, avoid playing not to lose. Avoid playing not to lose. What does that mean? If you are playing not to lose, that means if your focus is, I'm in this game, I don't want to lose, I don't want to lose, that means you're not going to take risk. And you need some risks to be able to win some games. You need to be able to take risks. You need to be able to come out of your comfort zone. When you're playing not to lose, it means you don't want to take risks. It means you want to just stay in the game, play safe, and come out unscattered, uninjured. If you play the game of boxing like that, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. You need to be able to take some risks, to be able to score some points. And that is how you eventually become a winner in that contest. And in the long run, become a champion. So applying this to ourselves too, we must be willing to take risks in certain situations, of course, calculated risks to be able to advance in various areas of our lives. Number 8, avoid protecting leads. Avoid protecting leads. Like I told you that in a boxing contest, when you are fighting with your opponent, you throw some punches, and the judges are counting. They are scoring the points. They are scoring the number of punches you're throwing. They are scoring the number of punches your opponent is throwing at you as well. And in a situation where you're leading your opponent, there is the tendency to want to say, okay, I'm leading now. Let me, try to be safe. Let me not engage. Let me just protect this lead. This man is telling us that that is not going to help your ambition of wanting to become a champion. He said, avoid protecting leads. Continue doing what gave you that lead in the first place. What you did to score those points. Continue doing those things. Don't sit on it and say, okay, yeah, now I've made so much money, I'm not going to invest anymore. Now I've achieved a lot in ministry. Even though I'm still alive, I don't want to do anything anymore. I just want to sit on this. And so you don't want to protect your leads. You want to keep scoring those points and building on those points, building on the leads, keep increasing the leads. And you know what? Sometimes you might think you're even leading and the judges are scoring some of those points you think that you have, some of those rounds you think you're winning, they are scoring them for your opponents. That's why you cannot afford to protecting the leads. Maybe you thought, oh, I'm on 10, my opponent is in 5, whereas it might actually be that you're in 10 and your opponent is in 9. So at the end of the day, some boxers at the end of the contest, you see them surprised when the result is announced. They would they will be saying to themselves or saying to others that, no, I won the contest. I thought I won. And whereas in reality, the opponent actually won. Why? Because they were trying to protect the lead that they thought they had over their opponent, not knowing that their opponent was scoring some sneaky points and, subtle points here and there, and eventually they lose the game. So don't protect your leads. Keep pushing. Keep scoring those points. Keep building on those points that you have already, and don't sit on them thinking you're protecting your lead. Number 9, dig deep. Dig deep. And what does that mean? That's talking about tenacity. Tenacity. I've listened to, some boxers who would say, they will ask them, oh, how are you going to win this contest? He would say, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. I'm going to do whatever, I'm ready to do whatever it takes to win this contest. They dig deep, they go to places they've never been before. I mean, mentally, they are willing to push themselves really hard to be able to get that victory over their opponent. There was a story about a man who was maybe he had a land and there was gold in that land, and he was digging and didn't find the gold, and he eventually sold the land. And the next person, the person who bought the land, just dug a little bit more, and behold, he found that gold. He didn't even have to dig, you know, much deeper than what the other person had done. He just digged a little bit more, and behold, the gold was found. So we must be willing to dig deep. We must be willing to push ourselves. We must be willing to get out of our comfort zone. Somebody said that the heights attained by great men were not attained in a sudden flight, but while others were playing or doing some other things that are not helpful, that are not productive, they were busy toiling the midnight oil. They were busy toiling the midnight oil. There is also this saying that nothing good comes easy. When you look at great men, people who have achieved a lot in their lives, in their careers, in their ministries, look at their stories, read their biographies, you will see that it didn't come cheap. It did not come easy. So becoming a champion is not something we just admire or just mutter on the surfaces of our lips. It's something we have to really, really work hard at becoming. Number 10, be in the zone at all time. Be in the zone at all time. This is talking about focus. In a sport like boxing, in fact, you don't want to lose concentration, even if it's for 1 or 2 seconds, because that 1 or 2 seconds lapse in concentration can make you go unconscious with a punch from your opponent. So they are always focused. They are always focused, especially the ones who become champions. They are focused at all times during the contest. They don't switch off at any time. They are focused on the goal. They are focused on the contest. And that's how we want to be in our pursuits as well, in our various endeavors as well. We want to be switched on. We want to be focused. We want to be in the zone at all times. Number 11, always have momentum. Always have momentum. Momentum, of course, has to do with movement, constant movement. You don't settle. You don't stand and say, hey, I think I've done enough. You are always on the go. You are always having momentum. You don't relax. You don't sit and say, yeah, I think I'm satisfied with this. I don't want to go further. No, you keep taking those little steps every day. You keep moving on no matter what it is that is happening around you. You don't get discouraged. You don't settle. You don't say, hey, that's okay, I am giving up. No, always have momentum. Motivate yourself. When there is nobody to motivate you, you motivate yourself. You keep yourself going. You challenge yourself. You get up and get going. And then finally, number 12, don't be bugged by mind games. Don't be bugged by mind games. This is something that, boxers do a lot of the times. Like, they try to talk down their opponent and they will say, oh, you don't know anything. You cannot fight. You cannot do this. You can't do that. And if you are someone who is affected by what people say about you, you are going to give up and not be able to become a champion in that particular field of endeavor. So you are not bugged by that mind game. You are not affected by what your opponents are saying or what people are saying about you. And sometimes the devil can, try to put some seeds of doubt within you and say, oh, look at you, you, you that you came from this poor place. You think you can become something? And those things are playing up in your mind. You don't allow that mind game from the enemy, from the devil, to affect you, to affect your motivation, to affect your pursuit. No, you are not bugged by mind games. Convince yourself that you know who you are, especially if you are a citizen of the kingdom, you are a child of God. You confess positive at all time. You know who you are. You believe, you trust in the Lord. And these are the things that these renowned boxer are listed as the steps or as the processes that a boxer needs to go through, or a boxer must always follow to become a champion. And like I said, we might not be boxers, but these things apply to us as well. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section which of these points resonate with you the most. What do you think about these points that I have just shared with you from the perspective of a boxer on how to become a champion? And finally, let me tell you that the Bible says the horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord. Safety is of the Lord. As you go through these processes, as you apply all of these things, remember that you still need to commit your ways unto the Lord. You still need to pray and trust in the Lord to give you success, to help you to become a champion in your chosen career, or in ministry, or in any other endeavor. Thank you very much. Again, let me know in the comment section which of these points resonates the most with you. And please give us a like. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this content to as many you think it will benefit. Thank you for joining me once again, and I will see you again next time. Bye.